If you can't check off 5 of these signs, I would advise you to run. Like, respectfully, just run. Stop wasting your time. Don't just settle. You deserve to have the life that God has intended for you. If you guys don't know my story about how I met my husband, please stop and watch the video of my testimony of me finding God and then breaking all the toxic cycles, because I feel like it really will add a good perspective when you watch my videos moving forward. So during the early times I was dating my husband, I remember going out for brunch with my 2 besties, and they're both married. I remember me asking them, like, how do you know if somebody is the one for you? They were like, you will just know. And I'm like, that's not very helpful, because last time I thought I just knew, it ended up not being the guy. How will I just know if he's the one for me when last time I thought I knew, I ended up putting myself in a situation that I did not deserve? So when my friends told me, you will just know, that was the most frustrating feeling. And if you are in that situation where you're questioning, how will I know? Without getting the answer of, you will just know, I got you, sis. I sat down and I reflected all the things that stood out to me that were different from my husband than all the men that I dated in the past. The biggest sign if this man is your husband is if you have a regulated nervous system. It means that your body and your mind feel at peace. You're calm. You're not overthinking. You're not anxious. You have to really like sit down and reflect, like, hey, how is your energy? Are you operating in fear? If fear is very present in your circumstance with that person that you're seeing, he is most likely not your husband, because your husband is going to make you feel safe. Like, you know that meme when you're with your man, your brain shuts off? That is literally what peace feels like. Your brain can just shut down and relax. If you're with your man and you have to be hyper alert and you are always reacting and everything is so triggering to you, is this too much? Does he like me? Should I do this? If you're in a performative state, you are in survival mode. Your body actually feels like it's in danger. Our husbands are supposed to be our protectors. If you don't feel protected and safe in their presence, he is not your husband. It literally says in the Bible, perfect love drives out fear. If your man is making you operate from fear, guess what? That man was not sent by God, because you have the spirit of fear. If you guys have similar values and you guys share the same life vision. Without those 2 things, what future are you guys gonna have? If the guy that you're seeing has a completely different value and a different life vision, you guys cannot become one flesh, because your fleshes are wanting to go opposite directions. So you guys are going to literally tear each other apart. Me and my husband, from the very beginning, we discussed all our values and we just noticed that everything aligned. First few weeks of us dating, we actually created a vision board together, and it wasn't forced. Like, I wasn't like, let's create our future. That was like our date night, and we had so much fun. That just helped us see if we have a similar vision for our life. You guys have to make sure your guys' life makes sense together, right? Imagine he puts a house you don't ever even want to live in. Because the purpose of 2 people uniting is that they can create a life together. And if you both are trying to create 2 separate type of lives, you guys are not meant to be together. And this leads me to the 3rd biggest sign that this man was sent by God, that there is transparency in the relationship. If you have no transparency in a relationship, there is no trust, and trust is the foundation of a marriage. If he can be honest with you, tell how he's feeling, what's on his mind, and you can do the same, that is such a huge green flag. If you have to keep asking your friends for advice, then maybe you're with the wrong man. Because you're supposed to go directly to your man and keep your business between you and your man, not with you and your friends. So if you can't directly talk to your man, this is not supposed to be your man. You feel valued, and don't get this confused with love bombing. Imagine you bought a bag at Target and then you bought a bag at Chanel. You're going to take extra care of the bag from Chanel. There's more value in a Chanel bag than a bag from Target. Not to objectify us, but just to give you a perspective, right? If he's treating you like you're from Target, then this is not your husband. Your husband's gonna treat you with care. Is he putting in the effort? And you have to be honest with yourself. Are you the one leading the relationship? Because if that's the case, that is not your job. That's your husband's job to lead the relationship. I don't know if you guys know this story of Jacob and Rachel in the Bible, but this is a perfect example of being valued. When Jacob first met Rachel, he knew there was something so special about her, and he asked her father, like, hey, I want to marry your daughter. Her father was like, you have to work for 7 years to marry my daughter. So he worked for 7 7 years, he literally saw the value of Rachel. He's like, I will work as many years I have to just to be with you, because there's no amount of money or work that I could do that would be enough for you. So yes, I will gladly give you 7 years of my life. And he even said it felt like days to him. After those 7 years, he got tricked and he married another woman. And he's like, I don't want to be with this woman. He could have given up, settled for this other woman, but he said, no, I want Rachel. Guess what he did? He worked those 7 extra years, a total of 14 years, just so he could be with Rachel. That's because he saw her value. The right man is going to be patient with you. The right man is going to be persistent. The right man is going to put in the work. Husband that God has planned for you is going to see you like Rachel. Because if I'm honest with you guys, my husband required a lot of patience with me. Another huge sign that he was God sent is that you don't lose yourself. You don't lose your identity. Because a lot of the times when women get into relationships, they completely lose themselves. I'm a lover girl. If I could hang out with my man 24/7 and be glued to his hip, I would. I know how it is to lose yourself in a relationship, but your husband is going to allow you to have the space for yourself. If your dynamic that you have right now, you guys are literally each other's world and everything has to be together and you guys don't have your own lives, guess what? You guys are codependent. That's not healthy. A marriage is not supposed to be built on codependency. Your partner is not supposed to make your life. It's supposed to add to your life. God has a specific calling for you, and he's gonna send you a husband that can support you with your calling, not become your calling. There's a Bible verse that actually reminds me of this. Hold up, let me see if I can find it. 2 people are better off than 1, for they can help each other succeed. If one person falls, the other person can reach out and help. Your partner is there to help you succeed. This leads me to another major sign that this man is your husband, is that he doesn't drain you. You're not feeling depleted. It is a balanced exchange. You're giving, he's giving, you're taking, he's taking. It's balanced. If you're in a relationship where you're taking everything, that's not your husband. That's your doormat. If you're in a relationship that man is just taking from you, you just feel like you're giving, but you're not getting anything in return, guess what? He's a leech, not your husband. This is the ultimate sign that this man is your husband. You're not compromising your non-negotiables. Only you know what your non-negotiables are. Your non-negotiables may be very different from mine. And that is the point. Your husband was created for you. If he compromises one of your non-negotiables, that man is not your husband. God loves you. He's not gonna send you a man that makes you compromise your non-negotiables. So sit down and write your non-negotiables and really be for real. And this is me giving some unsolicited advice, but I have seen girls do this over and over. They put on their non-negotiables superficial things like looks. If your non-negotiable is all about looks, girl, God is literally not even gonna take you seriously. God knows you're not ready for a husband. That could be your preference. You can ask God for it, but don't let it be a non-negotiable. I can give you an example of what was on my non-negotiables. My husband will not have female best friends. And that may not be a non-negotiable to you. So you can date those men that are gonna have female best friends. Good luck. That is your path to take, not mine. My husband did not compromise none of my non-negotiables. And that's how you're gonna know if that man is for you. The biggest decision you will ever make in your life is who you marry and who you have children with. So please take the time and choose wisely. Don't just settle. You deserve to have the life that God has intended for you. If you can't check off 5 of these signs, I would advise you to run. Like, respectfully, just run. Stop wasting your time. Take everything anybody says on here with a grain of salt, but I'm just speaking from genuine experience. Run. Run, okay? Because these were actually pretty much the bare minimum. Like, these are the bare minimum signs. Don't be those girls that are in a relationship for years and years and years and then break up and then, you know, wasted all these years. But again, nothing is ever truly wasted because you always learn. But if you're hearing me, you know you should cut this man off. You know you should walk away and you just can't do it. I'm gonna send you a prayer right now. Next week's video, I'm actually gonna be sharing red flags you should look out for in a man. Today was about all the green flags, but I'm gonna get very specific with the red flags. Like, I'm gonna be sharing some red flags that I don't think people even talk about. Fortunately, I'm more than qualified to be talking about red flags. So if you wanna see that video, subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss out. I post every single Thursday. Please comment down below any other signs you can think of. Like, I love reading the comments. The comments is literally my favorite place to be at. I see familiar phrases all the time in the comments and it makes my day. I literally love you so much. Thank you for tuning in, and I just want to remind you, you are worthy of love, and your husband is out there literally preparing himself for you. I love you so much, and I can't wait to see you guys next Thursday. Bye.